That major change coming to a TSA checkpoint near you. You no longer have to take your shoes off, Gio.
Can you believe it?
I mean, I think a lot of parents will be singing joy on this one because you don't have to deal with the kiddos anymore.
Absolutely, and this was a big headline because this was breaking overnight here. The TSA says, well, at least sources tell ABC News that the TSA is lifting that requirement to remove shoes, and it's already happening at some major airports across the country. We've learned an internal memo to TSA employees this week says that the goal is to roll this out nationwide. But George, we don't know exactly why this change was made just yet, but clearly they think it's safe.
We know why it started. This was back in 2006. A terrorist put a bomb in his shoe.
That's right. So you remember Richard Reed, of course. So this was on a flight from Paris to Miami. He tried to detonate explosives hidden in his shoes. Well, the crew spotted Reed. They stopped him before he could light the fuse. It's a scary situation for sure, and that's really what triggered this. But again, we just don't know what triggered this change.
Right. Well, I'm going to guess all of us are in the group that had TSA pre and could wear our shoes, or could be shoes on, as we professional travelers like to say, the entire time, right?
Well, and that's the whole thing. You're speaking from experience here, right? Because if you've had TSA pre-check, you did not have to take your shoes off. That's been going on for years, but you still need that real ID. So the real ID or the passport, that's something that you're going to need to go through no matter what. Right. And if you are selected for special screening, or maybe you have a medical device, you still also have to take your shoes off there because they need that extra screening.
Okay.
I wonder if it means the lines will move faster. And
well, hopefully,
so.
hopefully, right?
Hopefully.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. The lawyer for y'all heard it here first, man. Look, this is my personal opinion about the whole situation. So I assume, and it's not just about bombs. They're not just getting to it. It's not just about bombs and trying to get to the airport. It's more than that. It's about, drug trafficking. You know what I'm saying? I was watching this TV show. It was basically like TSA, HSI, Border Patrol. It was on, I think it's on the Discovery Channel. And there's multiple times that I've seen them catch people have smuggled drugs in their shoes. They'll kind of take out the middle layer and smuggle drugs in between the middle layer, and then they'll wear that and get right on the plane and then smuggle it, I thought that was genius. That was actually very smart to do if that's what you're going to do. So it's more about drug smuggling, and on top of that, bombs and stuff. You know what I mean? I can have one little department in this part. So like, I'll be honest. Yes, we have to get the real ID, but that has to do with if you officially, like, I guess you have to do verification if who you say you are, right? And that's cool, shit. I got my passport. I don't use the real ID. I ain't even got one yet. But when I think about the whole concept of like the shoes, if there's a legitimate purpose why we need them and we're gonna be, you're weary of it, we need to have it. Yes, it'll save me time not to take my shoes off, but it's my shoes. I don't know how much more time would it add to my little trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, say the process that I'm going to TSA, I take my shoes off, put it in the bin, and then take everything off. Bro, I got to take everything out. I got my laptop. I got to take my laptop out of the bag. I got its own battery. I got to take out my PS5. I'm traveling with my PS5, take that out of the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. So I got to even take that out the bag anyway. What's my shoes? That ain't nothing. It's just shoes. I'd rather just them keep that requirement, because you know why? Really, most of all, is because it makes me feel safe that they're checking. Them not checking makes me feel like they are people that are getting through, right? Because say this guy in '03 or whatever, the guy was stating that the guy had a bomb in his shoe. That's a good enough legitimate reason to keep that shit going forever, unless they're saying we can now scan your shoes, but they didn't even state that. Now, if you would have stated that, we have a device now that can scan your shoes without us knowing, then that's cool. Like, that'll put me more at ease. But for them not to even identify that, it's kind of like sus. It's kind of like, do you want something to happen? You know what I mean? Do you want somebody to smuggle? Do you want somebody to use a technique to smuggle something on the plane? It could be a bomb. It could be something that lights. It could be poison. You know what I'm saying? Liquid, acid, anything. Drugs. Like, I just feel like if you're going to scan everything. Don't just let somebody walk through. Yes, the mother at the airport might be okay that her kids don't have to do, but what about other grown-ups? The majority of people, most people aren't traveling with their kids, like they little baby kids. Most people are either by themselves or in they're like a pack of like older people, right? That being said, I will feel more protected myself that I noticed that it's like I feel more protected that you check coming in. It's like when I go to the club and the club just lets me in and I'm like, damn, I left my gun in the car because I thought the club, the bouncer was gonna check me. So I left my gun in the car. Whole time he ain't even checked me and he let me go in, which means somebody in here got a gun. Because if I would have known he wasn't gonna do that, I would have walked in here with it. You hear what I'm saying? Type shit. So if I know that they're not gonna check my shoes for any drugs, weapons, anything that, you know, and I know the process to get through, then yes, I'm going to try to do that because I know that that's not happening. You know what I mean? If you don't have a process to scan my shoes, like through that little x-ray we can see through the shoes, then I'm assuming I can get it through. Then I'm gonna try it out. Maybe they want to smuggle shit. Maybe they want to blow up some shit. Maybe they want to accuse somebody in the future. I don't know. Maybe this is a play for something. But all I'm saying is, like I said, if I'm in the club and the bouncer let me through and didn't check nobody, you know what I'm saying? Or at least didn't check a certain part of my body that I know that most people have. It's like they tell you to take everything out your pocket, put your gun on your waist. They don't never tell you to pull up your shirt so they can see. But it's sitting on your waist and they're like, oh, well, we good, let you in. You're like, damn, I gotta go back to the car and go get my gun now because I don't feel safe at all. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather all of us just get checked so I can have the sense of security when I'm on this plane, because not only am I not supposed to have weapons in here, I'm also high as hell in there. So whatever this person got, knife, blade, whatever, hidden weapon, hidden in this shoe, you know, they making like shoe pads for trackers to track people. What if I got that in my shoe and shit? You know what I'm saying? What if I had like a department for knives or drugs? You know what I'm saying? I'm good, bro. It makes me not even want to ride planes no more, to be honest with you, because I don't feel safe, because that's a requirement you got to keep. I know it's convenient for, they didn't even say it's convenient for timing. They just took the requirement away silently, didn't even say, give you a legitimate reason. You can't just take something away that gives me a sense of security and don't even give me a legitimate reason. Is it timing? Is it, are y'all still scanning the shoes in a quicker way? You know what I'm saying? Because if I get to keep my shoes on and I'm not going through that little scanner thing where I got to hold my hands up, then I'm just walking through. Bro, I think something bad's going to happen soon. It just seems off. That seems very off. Like, man, hey, I'm not trying to be weird about this, but it just seems off that they don't require, because remember, you throw your shit through the scanner, x-ray, and then the dudes randomly pick who they want to go through the little x-ray thing. And then you just go through the regular thing, right? You take everything off, you go through the like the metal detector, and then if he pick or choose who one person that do the full body check, you know what I'm saying? So as long as there's no metal, that don't mean, you know, people can be transporting drugs. Like I said, there are all types of shit. Acid, you know, as a metal detector, they ain't gonna detect glass or liquids. You know what I'm saying? They gotta figure something out about this, because it's making me uneasy and unsafe, because anybody could do anything, and I don't want nothing to be done on my flight where anybody could do anything, bro. I just feel like something bad gonna happen soon because they're allowing that. Like, that's like what Biden did. You let the border open. What do you think is gonna happen when you let the border open? Motherfuckers gonna come in. Sorry. It's like criminals gonna crim. You know what I'm saying? You let the criminals do what they want, they're gonna do what they want. You know, you left the door open for interpretation. You should have just left it that way. I know they'd be like, oh, let's save time, but say that's what you're doing it for. Say because we have better technology to read it. Say we have x-ray at the beginning, we can see through your bags while you're standing there. Say that. But don't just say we can just not wear the shoes no more. It just makes me uneasy, that's all. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Y'all gonna tell me what y'all think in the comment section, because this is a very big topic that I like to discuss. So tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Let's go. Peace.